Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kortivada. In this video, we will learn about ngFor in Angular and why to use ngFor, what is the purpose of using ngFor, how to use ngFor in Angular, and what are the different types of handling ngFor. Let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code for better understanding. Here I have created a project by the name demo1 by using Angular CLI. It has been created a default component called as app component, and we will be experimenting on this particular app component. Let me click on HTML, and here we will be writing our logic. Before writing the logic, let's understand what is ngFor. ngFor is used to loop our HTML elements. Here in this case, what I want to do is I want to repeat my elements, or I want to loop my elements in my HTML content. So whenever I want to loop my HTML contents, then we can go up by using ngFor. Here, ngFor is a structural directive to understand remaining structural directives like ngSwitch and ngIf. Please watch my previous videos. And here, let me use a div, and inside this div, let me use Sai. So this is my element, and I want to repeat this element. That means 3 times I'm repeating. Let me save this, and if you see the console, I'm already running this application. Let me close this, go to the browser, and if you see the browser, we got Sai. But the problem here is, if in future this Sai string may be added or this name may be dynamically changed, at that particular time it is very hard to make these changes in our application. So in that case, what we can do is, let me go to the TS file and create our array. So let me give array as names equal to, this is my array. I'll give Sai, comma. Here I gave all my names, and these names can be repeated. So how can I repeat that? By using ngFor. Now I will use star ngFor equal to let item of names. That means here let us understand the syntax. The let keyword is used to create a local variable that should be accessible only in this particular scope. That means in this div scope. And names is an array which is given by the TypeScript. That means here we gave already that names. So let me save this, and here instead of looping n number of times, let me remove all the divs and I'll loop only one time, and I'll get the value from item. So item is a variable that will be capturing your values for every loop. For the first time, that names will be looping, and inside the looping I got the Sai. So item will be holding Sai, and the second time also Sai, third time also Sai. Let me save this, go back, and you can see my name like this. Now what happened is, suddenly somehow I got a new requirement to change this value. For example, it has to be changed to Kumar. Let me save this, and now I don't want to change anything. Let me consider this as a dynamic value and no need to change anything in my logic. Go back, you can see that Kumar. So that is how your ngFor will be working. Now let's understand in deep of ngFor. What I want to do is, I want to create a complex array. So how to handle a complex arrays? Go to the component.ts. Let me create one array called as complex arr is equal to, let me give an array with id colon 1 and name colon Sai. This is one object, and let me copy this object, comma, paste here. Let me use Kumar, and the id is 2. I have a complex array with these 2 objects. Let me save this and go to your HTML content. Let me create one div. Inside this div, let me use ngFor directive, and inside the ngFor, let item of what is my array, that is a complex array. Let me copy this complex array and go and paste here. Here you can see this item, right? We can use any name, whatever you are flexible and comfortable. And if you see this item and this item, they are different from each other. Why? Because this item will be accessible only in this div. This item will be only accessible in this particular div. So they have their own scopes. Now I have the item. Each item is an object. So how to access the object values? By using item dot operator, we can use on the object, and I can get that value called as name. Let me pass the name and save this. Here we have one more value called as id. So what I will do is, I'll use one more interpolation, item dot id hyphen, save this. Go back. Here you can see 1 Sai, 2 Kumar. So we have got a complex array, and we are able to loop it. Now next case. That means I'll use the same complex array, but I want to find the index. Whenever we are using a for each or for loop in TypeScript or JavaScript, we can find the index value by using I. That means the value which is item or the value which is looping or the index value in the for each loop. In the same way, we can find our index value even in the star ngFor directives. For example, finding index and remaining inbuilt values. So there are some other inbuilt values which we can access. Let me use star and create a div. Inside this div, what I can do is I can use the same, and here what I want to pass is div, and this is a complex array. I want to find this complex array index value. So let me use let I equal to index. So this index is a keyword which is given by Angular that can be used inside your for loop to find the particular index value. So how can I find this? Let me use something like index hyphen index or I. That means this index value will be the index value of the each loop, and this I can be accessed in our HTML content. Let me save this, and you can see the index value. So here index 0 and index 1. And also there are some other properties which can be accessed. For example, let is first. There is a keyword called as first, and this can also be used only inside the ngFor, and which can be used to find our index, whether it is a first index or the last index. So is first hyphen, what is my dynamic value of that is first? Let me copy this and save here. It will return a boolean value. Go to the browser. Here if you see, for the first index it is returning true, for the second index it is returning false. And let me define some more. Let is last, so it will give whether it is a last variable or not. Let me save this and use is last hyphen, what is this? Is last. Let me copy this and paste here, save this, go back. See here, it is returning is last and false because it is not the last index. This is the last index, so it is returning true value. And even you can find some more things like even and odd. Let is even equal to even. Even is a keyword, and also there is something called as is odd, which is equivalent to odd. Odd is a keyword, and these keywords are used only on the for loop ngFor. And is even I can use, and hyphen is even. This will also return true or false. Whenever the index value is even, it will return true. When is odd will return true whenever the index value is odd number. Save this, go here, and if you see here, is even true, is odd false. Yes, 0 index is an even number, 1 index is an odd number. So here the odd is true and even is false. So this is how we can find some inbuilt values like even number or odd number or first element or last element. So this is how we can find our for loop. The problem here in the above one is this particular div, whatever we are using, it is a useless div. That means we are not using at all. Just it is used only for the functional purpose, but not for the UI purpose. So that is where we came across ngContainer. If you want to learn more about ngContainer, please watch my previous video for ngSwitch and ngIf for better understanding on ngContainer. And also we will be doing more videos on ngContainer further. For now, let's understand what is an ngContainer and how to use over the for loop. ngContainer. So I'm using ngContainer, and the same loop, I can loop the same one. Let me copy this particular one and paste here, and I can loop the same one but using ngContainer tag. So what is an ngContainer tag? ngContainer can be used as a virtual element, and that will not be shown in your DOM. Let me save this, and if you see here after the ngContainer, you will be seeing only this particular div element. It will not show any parent div element. Go to the browser and inspect. Inside the inspect, let me go to this particular ngContainer. If you see here, there is no parent for this, but if you see the previous one like this, it has a parent div and a child div. This div, whatever we are using, it's a useless div. We are not using for any purpose. It is only used for the looping purpose, that is functional purpose. So that is where we will be using our ngContainer. ngContainer can be used to loop our arrays. And now we can even use ngTemplate. So we saw about ngTemplate in our previous videos also. For now, let's use ngTemplate over our loop. How to use ngTemplate and ngFor together. Here the syntax would be different. Here we are using directly star ngFor, which is a structural directives, but ng template will not accept star ngFor because it doesn't know that property. Instead, it has provided some more features like some directives ngFor. This is my directive, and to assign our array, whatever the array we want to loop it, there is a directive called as ngFor of, which will accept our array. What is my array? This is my array, complex array. Let me pass this complex array, and every time we are looping, so we need to have this item. So what I can use is let hyphen item. We can use anything here, but for now I'm using item. In this item, every time whenever the complex array is looping, then this item value will be changed for every index value. So let me use a div value. Inside the div, I want to print this item value, item dot name. So I need to get the item dot name, that is Sai and Kumar. If you go here, ng template, it is also displaying in the same way. Here also we can find the first, last, even number or not by using a let keyword. Let hyphen is last is equal to, we can use an inbuilt keyword called as last. So this will be giving our last value. So hyphen is last, this is a static value, whereas the dynamic value will be returning true or false. Let me save this, and if you go here, is last is true in the last one, is last is false in the first one. And in the same way we can use index also. Let hyphen I is equal to index. Index is a keyword which is given by ngFor, and here we can find the index value also. Index hyphen, the index value will be 0 and 1. Save this, go back, and there is some problem in this index because I we have to use, we should not use the index. Let me save this, and if you go here and see, we got this particular index value as 0 and 1. That is also super fine. So we can use the same format or the same way as ng container, but the syntax is bit different. That's it in the ng template. Now what I want to do is I want to dynamically change my array. So dynamically change array. That means I'll use a button to change my array. Let me use a button, and let me use inside a div, and inside this div let me use a button with a click event, click add element. This is having a add, and this is a method, so use parenthesis. Let me copy this add element and create in our TS file. Add element. What this add element should do is this dot complex array dot push of, what I want to do is I want to push some value inside my complex array. That means let me copy this particular object and pass this. Instead of id2, I want to pass id3 and skk. Let me save this and go to the HTML. Let me save this. Whenever I click on the add element, it has to add the element, and that element is added into our complex array. That should be reflected in our HTML completely. Let me go back, and here we saw add. Let me click this add. You can see skk has been added, and the index value has been changed. Every data has been changed whenever I am clicking on the add. But here we have one problem. Whenever we are using a complex array or the looping statements and we are trying to add some elements into that particular array, our Angular will re-render all my DOM elements. So to avoid this, we have something called as trackBy. Instead, we will be creating one more array. So what it will do is just for the performance perspective. So there is something called as trackBy, and here in this trackBy, what it will do is we will be looping the same statements. Let me go here, copy this particular array, complex array, and paste here. But in this case, what we will do is we don't want to re-render this content. We want to render only the content which is added newly or which has been changed newly. For that sake, Angular given a function called as trackBy, and in this trackBy, it will take one function that should be defined in our TS. Let me define that in TS, trackBy function. We can give any function name, and it has two parameters. One is index value, that means current index value, which is a number format, and current value, that means the current value which is in the loop, which is of any. Now what we want to return is it has to return a unique value. As per our understanding, the complex array is having a unique value that is nothing but an ID. So return current value dot ID. So I want to return this ID, which is a unique value, and I want to use this function inside my HTML. Let me pass this, And whenever I click on the add element, that add element will be adding some value to my complex array. In the all the remaining for loops, the whole array will be re-rendered. But in this case, it will never be re-rendered. It will render only that particular element which has been added. Let me go back and see the add. And here, if you see here, there is no re-rendering happening. The only element which is introduced newly will be rendered in our DOM. So what is the advantage of using a trackBy? TrackBy will be improving our performance because Angular will be checking that particular IDs always with the current values. So whenever we have a DOM, the previous values will be checked with the current values, and whenever there is a change in the current value, or whenever there is a difference in the previous and the current value, then only our DOM will be re-render only for that particular element. So that is the advantage of using trackBy. Whenever you are using large number of records in a for loop, always use trackBy, which will improve the performance in Angular. So this is how our ngFor will be working. Hope you guys like my video. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.